Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. A couple days ago I made a video on the 36mm Oyster Perpetual, the turquoise dial, which I guess online people are coining it as the vanity blue or Tiffany blue dial. I didn't realize it was such a popular watch. On my last video I got a few comments from people saying how I was able to secure that watch, and realistically me and my girlfriend, we walked in, we had an appointment with my AD to go ahead and look at the new models for the 2020 release, and that Oyster Perpetual I just figured would be a great his and hers match, for her to have a 36 and for me to have a 41. Luckily that day I was able to get the 36 and we had that sized for her. As you guys know from the last video, that watch is specifically for her, purchased for her, and she wears that watch. But I was lucky enough, and my AD is amazing, and they were able to secure me a 41mm spec of the Oyster Perpetual in the same color, the turquoise dial or Tiffany blue vanity dial, which we're gonna go ahead and talk about today. Now, as usual, if this is your first time watching, this channel focuses on watches, soon to be real estate and some car stuff. So I'm trying to expand, but as of right now, it's solely watch stuff. I'm extremely busy with my real businesses in person. So I'm trying to make these videos as often as I can. But as of right now, I'm on a pretty good streak. So if you guys are interested in watches and stuff like that, make sure you subscribe and stay up to date with my videos. This is the Rolex Explorer, and this is what I've been wearing often between this and my other watch that I've been swapping back and forth. Unfortunately, I haven't showcased the other watch on the channel yet, so I can't tell you guys what it is, but that is the next video, and I think a lot of you guys are gonna love it. I love that watch, but I haven't been able to showcase it just yet. I've just been so busy. Things like this keep coming up, these random purchases, and I want to make sure I get this content out to you guys as fast as possible, at least for the new models. So what we'll do here in a few minutes is go ahead and unbox this watch, the 41mm, and show you guys what it looks like and talk to you guys a little bit about it. But really fast, I wanted to answer some questions. I had someone ask me how I was able to secure some of these watches, and you know, they said they've had purchase history with 2 other ADs and they still are on a wait list. And to be honest, I just think it could just be complete luck. I think you have to form a relationship. It's not so much with the AD and the purchase history, but I think it has to do a lot with the salesperson that you are working with and having a good connection or relationship with them, specifically indirectly with that person. So in my case, the AD that I've purchased both of these Oyster Perpetuals from, I have bought 3 watches prior, and 2 of them are gold watches. So I think that I have spent a good amount of money there, but I don't necessarily think it's the amount of money that's spent there. I think it's more so the relationship that I've built with the salesperson. And at this point, I've purchased 5 watches from this AD now, so I feel pretty comfortable with them. We have events and I get invited to them. So I really, really enjoy this AD, and I want to continue giving them business. And I refer them other people who are interested in buying Rolexes as well. So I think that's a big part of being able to get watches that are, you know, hard to get or sought after, is just building a good relationship with a salesperson specifically, not so much like an AD. I think you have to dedicate yourself to one salesperson and really establish a good relationship with them. All right, let's go ahead and move forward with the unboxing. As always, you have the sleeve and then your outer box, standard size. And let's go ahead and open this up. Today we have loads of natural light, so you should be able to see this watch in its entirety as long as the camera focuses. Let's go and zoom in on this dial here for you guys. .41mm Oyster Perpetual. Someone told me that all Oyster Perpetuals have an embossed Rolex logo. It's not a new feature, so that last video was my first time ever handling a Oyster Perpetual, so that is new to me. But here you go. This is the Tiffany blue 41mm Oyster Perpetual, and we'll go ahead and take this off and show you guys a little bit more about this watch and the features it has. And the white gloves are on, so now we can go ahead and take this watch off and let's take a look at it. It looks really, really cool in person, and like I said, to have a his and hers in these vanity dials it's super awesome. It's nice to be able to share a hobby with the girlfriend, that especially a watch hobby. I think it allows me to buy more watches as long as I get her one every once in a while. So we have the gloves on. If you guys have a recommendation on gloves that you guys want me to wear, like nicer silk gloves, just leave a comment down below with the link to that. But speaking about this watch here, I'm gonna go ahead and put the facts of this watch and the specs on the screen here. But it being a time-only watch, the nice thing is it's very, very, very sleek. Awesome. This has a 70-hour power reserve, which is awesome as well. Seems like all the newer Rolexes now have upgraded to the 70-hour power reserve and catching up. And I believe that the Oyster Perpetuals now have the Easy Link. So if you could see inside there, you can pop this off and have 5mm of extended bracelet. Or let's say if you don't need it, right? So now I have 5mm extended bracelet. If I don't need it, I just tuck it back, just like that. Clip it in, and there you go. So you can extend the watch 5mm on the bracelet on the go with the Easy Link adjustment. The Oyster bracelet is nicely tapered. It is actually very tapered. It looks great. Again, the facts for the case size and the diameter of this watch will be on the screen here, so you guys can refer to that. But overall, this is the 41mm Oyster Perpetual Tiffany Blue. And I was lucky enough to secure one of each, a 36 and 41. I'll go ahead and put this on the wrist here, and I'll show you guys more about this watch, what it looks like and how it wears, because it is a 41, but it does wear, I'd say, it definitely wears a 41, 42. This case is a little, you know, Rolex, so it is squared off, and then it makes it feel a little bit larger on the wrist, but the bezel itself is 41 diameter. So, but overall, I mean, I have a 6.5-inch wrist, a little bit larger. It fits me. If you have a slightly larger wrist, let's say 6.75 to 7 inch, this watch is gonna fit you perfectly. I mean, absolutely perfectly. I almost prefer the 36 for my wrist over this 41, but I don't believe you can get the smaller sizes in the vanity dial. So you know, I have one for the girlfriend, 36, and the 41 for myself. But take a look at that. That is a gorgeous blue. Now, speaking of, I didn't realize these watches were so popular and that they were going to be sought after. I'm assuming they're sought after because people are kind of relaying this similar to the Stella dials, the day dates from 30, 40 years ago. When the day dates came out with crazy wacky colors, orange, yellow, you know, straight black day date dials, nowadays are worth serious money. So I'm not sure if people are thinking that these are going to be similar to that, but nonetheless, I mean, I guess it is a very, very hot model. But again, it just came out. I don't believe the standard regular dial Oyster Perpetuals are extremely sought after. I believe it's just these vanity dials, you know, the coral red, the yellow, the green, the blue. So if you do see one of these in your AD store on the shelf, I'm not sure if you'll actually see them on the shelf, but if you do see one or you're able to get your hands on one, I definitely think it's worth trying on before you pass on it. I think it's just a fun watch to have. It's a great summer watch, great beach watch, something to wear on a picnic, things like that. So let's go and put this on the wrist, and I'll show you guys exactly how it wears on my 6.5-inch, 6.6-inch wrist, so you guys can get a feel for this watch. All right, so here is a quick wrist roll for you guys. There is the embossed Rolex logo, and look at that blue color just pop out. Amazing. So on my wrist, again, it does fit me. It's just, you know, if it was slightly smaller, it would be even better. But as you can see, the watch sits very, very sleek. It is a very, very thin watch, so it sits very close to the wrist. And there you go, there's a better shot for you. Here it is in the sunlight. I love the taper of this bracelet. I think they did an excellent job with the tapering. It just feels and fits so well. I think they did well on all the new Rolex lineup, including the Submariner itself with the tapered bracelet. It helps a lot. But there is the 41mm. So with that being said, I want to go and wrap up this video. I am wearing the 41mm now, and you could see this blue dial. I mean, it photographs really, really well on an iPhone, all that. It looks amazing in photos. Much easier to capture this on camera than it is a lot of my other watches. Now, my first impression of this watch, it is very light. The 41 size is good. I think if you have a slightly larger wrist than I do, it's going to fit you even better. But for me, nonetheless, I do enjoy this watch because I get to share this experience with my girlfriend, and the 36mm looks fine on her. a lot of females nowadays are wearing 40 millimeter watches, the Rolex Mariner. So I can't really say the 36 looks bad on her. I think it's okay. It's almost like a trendy style right now, right? To have an oversized watch on a female. So anyways, do love this watch. If you do get a chance to try it on, definitely try it on. It feels very, very lightweight in comparison to, I don't know if that's just me because I wear some of the gold watches and those are very heavy, but to me this watch feels very light, very daily wearable. If you wanted to, if you didn't mind the color, you could wear this every day. You don't really feel it on your wrist, though. It's pretty comfortable. Bracelet taper is amazing, and yeah, overall great watch for the money too. I think it retails $5,900. Rolex under $6,000 with tax. It cost me like $6,300, $6,400. But to have a Rolex at that price is pretty awesome. Brand new one, again, brand new release as well. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope this video was informative. You got something out of it. Make sure you hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments about this watch, just leave it in the comment section below. I'll make sure to answer that for you. And of course, subscribe. We're super close to 2,000 subscribers. So if you guys can help me get to 2,000 subscribers, that would be super cool. Awesome, thank you so much. And also, make sure you look at the links in the description. I do have the exclusive watch community now in there, and a few other links that some of you guys might be interested in, such as like my Amazon company that I run. I teach people how to sell on Amazon, and that's where a lot of my money for these watches comes from. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you take a look. That is a link in the description. And of course, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video.